Let's do another clip from Jeffrey Toobin, who, this is helpful because, and this is where, sort of that West Wing world, right? Where Jeffrey Toobin, and yes, he's a legal commentator. So this is sort of like right up his alley, and he's a former prosecutor. But you can't be a commentator of Jeffrey Toobin's profile, a New Yorker writer, sort of like a call him as I see him type of thing, and react to, let's say, the throwing off of hundreds of thousands of children from healthcare with this type of indignation and still be considered a sort of legit commentator. But you can do it in the context of this stuff. And that is, that's not just a function of, neoliberal democratic politics. It is a function of a sort of broad puritanical notions in our society in some respects. But nevertheless, here is Jeffrey Toobin justifiably saying, hey, there's the house is on fire.
Extraordinary moment in American history.
You bet it is, Wolf, and it's a grotesque abuse of power by the President of the United States. This is the kind of thing that goes on in non-democracies, that when there is an investigation that reaches near the President of the United States or the leader of a non-democracy, they fire the people who were in charge of the investigation. I have not seen anything like this since October 20th, 1973, when President Nixon fired Archibald Cox, the Watergate special prosecutor. This is something that is not within the American political tradition. That firing led indirectly, but certainly, to the resignation of President Nixon, and this is very much in this tradition. This is not normal. This is not politics as usual. This is something that is completely outside how American law is supposed to work.
But the president does have the authority to fire an FBI director, Jeffrey, right?
He certainly does. He absolutely does. Bill Clinton fired William Sessions early in President Clinton's term. There is no question that the president has the legal authority to do what he has done. But that is not by any means the end of the inquiry. This is a political act. When the president is under investigation, when his White House counsel was described yesterday as being told that his national security advisor was subject to blackmail by the Russians, and they fired the attorney general a few days later. Now they've fired the FBI director. I mean, what kind of country is this?
I mean, you could say the same thing in many respects for, like, what kind of country allows its children not to have health care? What kind of country? Right. I mean, I don't think there's certainly democracies, I think, that don't have health care for all of their citizens. But there's not that many.
I mean, like just democracies versus developed countries.
Right, right.
Yeah.
There's not that many. But nevertheless, it's important this stuff is said because, again, just this level of pressure, small regulation on methane on federal lands, but I'll take it. Hi, folks. It's Sam Seder. You know me from just a minute ago. Listen, we've had a problem on YouTube. Let me make a graphic visualization. Back in March, our revenue and the ads that were monetized was a lot, like here. And now, over the course of actually within a day into April, it's down to about here. Now, this is just a artist rendering, but that's basically it. We were here, and now we're here. That's because of some YouTube thing where advertisers were concerned on being on hate sites. And of course, we're a news organization that sometimes talks about hateful people, and we got caught up in their algorithm. I thought it would be fixed by now. It's not. We need your help to keep giving you free content on YouTube. We don't have the advertiser support that we had even back, here. So we're looking for your help. Go to our Patreon site, give a couple of bucks. Literally, you could give a couple, and it would be very helpful. Head over there. Here's the link right here or down there. It's somewhere around here. Find it and go help us out. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of the show.